Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, you're very welcome to the class today, and today's class is all about how to use Qigong in order to recover from exercise. So this exercise can be any exercise at all which leaves your muscles feeling a little bit tired and achy. Maybe you might feel a little bit stiff in the joints, you might feel a bit stiff in the back. But basically, it's anything that you've done exercise-wise that exhausts and depletes your body in any way. So for those of you who are joining for the first time, then please just follow along with the exercises. Please don't worry too much about the breathing. You'll get that with more practice. And also don't worry about where your mind is for this. Just get a feel for the movements and aim to make them as smooth and as relaxed as you can. And then if you can remember to do a little bit of breathing into the belly, that's all the better. So this morning, for those of you who don't know, I swam 8 kilometres, which is the longest distance I've ever swum. I swam from Blennerville in County Kerry along Tralee Bay to Phoenix, which is where we do all of our swim training. So it was a little bit of a cheat because it was a tide assisted swim, so we had an outgoing tide behind us, so it was pushing us along quite nicely. But I've been left today with kind of not really sore shoulders because I've done the training, but a little bit achy and a little bit achy in my back from just being horizontal and swimming for that length of time, which was about, I think, an hour and 50 minutes. So what I'm going to do today is show you what I would do in order to recover from exercise like that, which then allows me to get back into the water and do my swimming a lot faster rather than be laid up for days feeling really stiff and achy. So with any kind of exercise, the recovery part of the exercise is just as important as the exercise itself. If you don't allow your muscles to recover, then in Chinese medicine and Qigong terms, what you end up with is a buildup of what's called waste qi. I suppose in Western medicine terms, we call it lactic acid in the muscles. You get this waste qi buildup, and if the qi builds up and it's waste qi, it's not good qi, then what it can do is it can cause little blockages or narrowing in the circulation of energy flow, but also in the circulation of blood flow as well. And when you have that happening, then you find that you cannot recover as quickly as you would if you do something like I'm going to show you today in order to disperse that waste qi and then do some exercise in order to bring more good nourishing qi and more blood circulation to the muscles, tendons, ligaments and joints. So just begin in either a standing position, or you can sit for this. So for anyone who feels like they might be a little bit tired or they have any issues with balance or with standing for a long period of time, please take a chair and sit down, or have a chair just next to you if you want to sit down halfway through. So be very comfortable and relaxed with this. You can move postures around if you need to. Just be comfortable. Don't be in any discomfort. So beginning by looking down at your feet and checking that they're parallel. So the toes are pointing forwards, not sticking out to the sides. And what you want to do is have a little bend in the knees, feel really well grounded. So press the ball of the foot, that pad behind the big toe, press that into the ground and really feel that lovely contact, the ball of the foot and the ground. And then also press your heels into the ground. So that might mean shifting your weight a little bit further back and feel like you have an even distribution of weight between the balls of the feet and the heels. Have a little bend in the knees, but not so it's causing any pressure or tension in the thigh muscles at the front. And then just check that your pelvis is tucked under. So you want to have a more or less kind of flattish lower back. So if I just turn to the side and show you, you don't want to have this kind of real curve here. So if I curve the body here, you'll see that my backside sticks out. You can see the curve in the lower back. If I tuck my pelvis under and forwards, watch what happens to the lower back. So tucking in, you see how my back straightens. And then if my pelvis is back, you see how you get this curve. So you want it to be forwards. And as you tuck forwards here, just lifting a little in the lower abdomen area. Feeling that lovely openness in the lower back area between the vertebrae. Just shaking out the arms now, shaking the shoulders. Just check that the shoulders are far away from your ears, so you've got good space there. And then checking that there's length in the back of the neck. So tucking the chin back towards the throat. And as you do that, drawing the chin in, you find that you get this lovely length and space between the vertebrae in the back of the neck as well. And now just closing your eyes, close your mouth. The tongue rests against the roof of your mouth and the tip of the tongue rests against the back of your upper teeth. And breathing in and out through the nose. Keep the mouth closed if you can, unless you've got any issue with sinus or you have a cold, in which case you have to use the mouth to breathe a small bit. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth, so just relieving any tension in your face with this smiling action. And as you breathe in, start to bring that inhalation a little further down, so into your belly, feeling the belly expand in all directions. So forwards, sideways, backwards towards the spine, towards the kidneys. So feel as though you're blowing up a balloon that's sitting inside your lower abdomen each time you breathe in. And as you breathe out, feel that balloon deflate and get smaller. And keeping the breath smooth, soft, and silent as much as you can. So you shouldn't be able to hear yourself breathing. It should be nice and easy, no huffing and puffing, no straining, no efforts, just a lovely smooth flow of the inhalation and exhalation. So this practice of getting your Qigong stance or sitting position correct and settling into your abdominal breathing is something that we do nearly every time to prepare us, to get us into what's called the Qigong state. So that will mean then that the exercises to follow will benefit us much more because we've taken this time to calm our body and mind. This exercise also of abdominal breathing is a standalone exercise, and in this case where we're focusing on using Qigong for exercise recovery, this is really helping to bring more oxygen into your body. It's a much more efficient way of breathing than simply breathing into the upper chest area. And so when we bring more oxygen in, this brings more nourishment to our muscles through the oxygen that's absorbed into the bloodstream. So the muscles can then recover much faster. So each breath you take now, think of that breath really nourishing the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, and the joints of the whole body. And each time you breathe out, think of that waist chi, which may be taking the form of stiffness, tightness, or discomfort in the physical body. And think of releasing and letting that go as you exhale. So just keep going with a few more breaths. And with that idea of taking in more oxygen, more really nourishing, healthy chi, and letting go of any waste chi that may be causing discomfort in the physical body. Keeping the smile on your face as you do this. Now gently opening your eyes so you can see me. What we're going to do now is a quick method just to mobilize any of that waste chi that may be in the muscles, in the body. So you can be very loose and relaxed and free with this in the movement. There's no specific right or wrong for this. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the hand in a kind of a cupped position like this, and you're going to use this cupped hand to tap the whole of your body. So you can use both hands and you can focus on the whole body, top to bottom, and then you can go back to any areas where you may feel any discomfort. So this is to really mobilize any waste chi, bring it up to the skin surface, and really prepare us to release a little bit more of that. So I'm just going to start with my right hand, and I'm just going to go up my arms here, onto my shoulder, back down the inside, around to the chest, and swap hands. You can go anywhere you want with this. So you can go with both hands. And then coming around the sides. So just wherever you want. Just make sure that you've covered some bit of the body surface. So you may want to go around to the back of the body, looking along the back. Vigorous with this, like giving yourself a little massage. If you can't go all the way down to your feet, that doesn't matter. Just go as far as you can without causing yourself any discomfort. You can always do it another time when you're sitting down or you're lying on a bed, and you can maybe reach those areas with a bit more ease then. So that's just a quick tapping method. You can do this for as long as you want. You may want to come and just tap the face as well, just to complete the whole body surface being covered. Okay, I'm just feeling now, it's just standing or sitting and just feeling into your body now. Feeling what it's like, especially on the skin surface. So what I feel now as I'm standing here is I feel a bit of tingling, especially in my hands. I feel almost a little bit short of breath because that required a little bit of effort. So just coming back to my abdominal breath just to settle things down and being aware of how my body feels. So that little tapping method is bringing any waste chi to the skin surface. So now we're going to do something that those of you who've been with me before have done this exercise before, and it's called discharging chi, waste chi with vibration. So we're just going to vibrate the body, and that just involves keeping the heels on the floor, on the ground, and just being very kind of loose in the knees, like your knees are a spring. So what you want to do is just start bouncing up and down on your knees. So your knees are a spring, and you'll see if I turn to the side, you'll see that movement is just very loose and relaxed. I'm not locking the knees out. I'm not causing any great force. It's just a lovely little gentle vibration exercise. And you see, as I do this and increase the amplitude of this movement, you see my wrists start to flop backwards and forwards. So you see how floppy my hands are? Still having the pelvis tucked under. So I've got that lovely kind of flat back with the open flow of chi going through the lower back. And just vibrating the whole body. And then if I turn to the side now and just look forward, as I hope you're doing right now, when I turn to the side and look forward, you'll see I let my head go as well. So your head starts to nod as you become more relaxed. So just nodding the head and feeling loose and relaxed in the whole neck and shoulder area. So this is the vibration. This is the movement. So just keep going like that. I'm just going to turn to face you now. Keep going with that vibration, and you can try making really big movements, vibrating quite, strongly up and down, or you can work with just little tiny movements. And again, see what works for you. But as you do this now, I want you to close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that you're sifting any waste chi that's locked in the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, or the joints. And you're sifting it up to the skin surface. So this vibration is actually causing it to come up, just to come up to the surface. And as you do that, You're feeling that waist chi on the whole of the skin surface. So this front of the body, back of the body, sides, up in your head, back of the head, sides of the head, and your face. So just sifting that waist chi up. Now, there's a lot more to this exercise, and so I'll put the link to the full exercise when I send out the replay of this video, so you'll be able to look that up. So we're just doing a shortened version of it today. So you're vibrating the body, and now what I'd like you to do is, as you breathe out, and the breath is still in and out through the nose, so as you breathe out through the nose, what I want you to think of is sending out any of that waist chi from the front of the body, so right from the head all the way down, the front of the body. I want you to think of sending it out in a horizontal way, from the front all the way horizontally out as you're vibrating and as you breathe out. So the way it works for me is I visualize raindrops of waist chi flowing away from my body in that horizontal direction. And then they make a little pathway up to the window in my house, out the window and up into the clouds. So each out breath is ridding a little bit more waist chi on the front of the body. And if it helps, you may want to turn towards the window to do this. And if you're outside, that's even better. This is a great practice to do when you're outside. And ideally, you want the window to be open if you're inside, because you don't want to then be breathing back any waist chi that you've just breathed out. You want to see it and really feel it going out the window. And now think of one side of your body, your right side. And think of that whole right side from the head down to the feet. And think of that waist chi moving away from the right side of the body each time you breathe out. Keep vibrating and stay really loose and relaxed. Keep smiling as well. And now think of the left side of your body, head to foot. Seeing any waist chi moving away from the left side. And now think of the back of the body, from the top of the head all the way down the back of the head, through the upper back and shoulders, down through the lower back, buttocks, backs of the legs to the heels. Vibrating off, sending away any waist chi with your exhalation. And now, gently open your eyes and just come to rest. Maybe just shake out the hands. And now we're going to just work with bringing in more nourishment. So those exercises of the tapping and of the discharging with vibration are getting rid of the waste, getting rid of the discomfort. So now what we want to do is bring in more nourishing chi. We work with exercises which will allow the chi and blood to flow much more freely so that it can nourish the muscles and allow them to recover. So this exercise is the one that we did in last week's live class. So you can look that up, or again, I'll put the link to it in the replay for this video. And it's called Embracing the Tree. So this is a recovery exercise that we worked with last week in order to recharge your batteries if you're exhausted for any reason. It doesn't have to be to do with exercise, but it's a nice one to fit in with this. So you're in your Qigong stance, or you're sitting in a chair and you're sitting upright. And just breathing in now, lift the hands up. The elbows sit below the level of the wrists. Turn the palms to face each other. They're about 5 or 6 inches apart. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. And the palms just stay here, in this position. Close your eyes. Check that your chin is tucked back towards your throat, and you've got this lovely length in the back of the neck. Breathing in and out, using the nose. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe out, feeling the belly shrink. So this is as though you're embracing a tree. You're holding the trunk of a tree between your hands. So as you do this, you might feel as though there's some kind of connection between your hands, like the hands are being almost pulled together. There might be the sensation of tingling in your hands, or the sensation of some kind of magnetic force. If there is, that's fantastic. That's the production of qi and more qi running into your hands. You're feeling the qi flowing. So you're embracing a tree as you stand here. And it looks as though nothing's happening. You're not really moving, you're breathing, that's about it. But what's going on the inside is you're creating the conditions by which the qi is flowing more freely and massaging all of the internal organs, which in turn will nourish and benefit the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and joints. So again, this is a shortened version of this little method. And in the previous class, we also added in a visualization of you actually being the tree and growing roots and branches. So if this is a sensation or an exercise you like the feeling of, then please go back and check the previous class for a little bit more explanation and a lengthier, more in-depth version of this exercise. And you can stand here in this position for anything from around 3 minutes. I wouldn't go any longer if you're a beginner with Qigong, up to maybe 45 minutes if you've got some Qigong experience and you're very comfortable with your Qigong stance, so your Qigong sitting position. But please don't hold this position for so long that you feel tension in your back or your shoulders. So now gently just coming out of that position by turning the hands over and just pushing them gently down, lowering the shoulders, lowering the elbows as well. Palms facing towards the floor or the ground. And again, just closing your eyes for a moment and feel the connection of your palms with the ground. You might feel, again, like there's some kind of magnetic force between the palms of your hands and the floor. So that's the qi of the earth coming up to meet the qi of your body. And following on from there, just allow the hands to just drop down by your sides. We're going to work with just a quick little kidney tonifying massage. So when I say tonifying, I mean nourishing or building up. So we want to build up the kidney system, and this is a really good one to practice because often when we do exercise, we can feel stiffness in our lower back area. And so by nourishing and bringing more circulation into this kidney area, it's really helping to nourish the muscles of the lower back and the whole of the spine. So this is, I'm going to turn around for this exercise. This is very simple. All you're going to do is going to use the heels of your hands and you're going to pop them into your kidney area, into your lower back, either side of your spine, and then you're going to rub the kidneys up and down quite vigorously. So when I turn around, you won't hear me so well, so I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to turn around and just rub the kidneys up and down for just a few quick rubs up and down, but you can go for as long as you want when you have your own time to practice. So just turning around now. Okay, again, just let the hands relax down by your sides and feel into the hands and into that lower back area. Hopefully, as you practice that quick kidney massage, you felt a little bit of heat in the lower back. And when you generate heat,
you help to dilate the blood vessels, bring more circulation into the area, and thereby more nourishment. So that enables recovery from exercise, or from any, for anyone with any kind of lower back problems or stiffness, that's a great exercise to practice. So the last thing now is just to smooth everything out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start at the top of the head. I hope you can see me, just holding my palms to face just around the crown of my head. And I'm just going to pretend I've got kind of like an invisible blanket that I'm smoothing into place down the back of my head, down the sides, in front of my face, and then going down the front of the body, around the back as much as I can, down the arms, front and back of the arms, all the way to the fingertips, and have this idea that you're smoothing out an energetic blanket that's wrapping you in lovely, warm, comfortable feelings. So not forgetting the back of the body, going down the backs of the legs. And then again, if you can go down to your feet, then please do, but if not, don't worry, just go as far as you can. But in your mind, smooth everything out, right down to the tips of all the toes. And then coming back up, placing one palm over the lower abdomen, the other on top of that. Bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth. And finishing this practice by breathing into the lower abdomen, into this area that we call Dantian, which is our energy or our chi center. And breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Bringing the palms together, rubbing them until they get really hot. And then placing one palm over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling or the sky, feeling the heat from the palms going into the eyes, through the back of the eyes, nourishing the eyes, and then into the mind to nourish the mind. And then bringing yourself back into the room by giving your face a little rub, a little face wash. And as you do that, slowly opening your eyes. So that's your practice for today, everyone. So this exercise is, or this whole routine is based on using Qigong in order to help with any stiffness from exercise, any kind of after effects of exercise that you might feel. But having said that, it can be used for any situation where your muscles or your joints feel a little bit tired. So you don't have to have done exercise in order to use this method, or pick one or two things, one or two techniques from this routine. So what we had was settling firstly into the abdominal breathing. We then worked with the muscle tapping with the hands up and down in that cupped position. We then moved on to discharging waist chi with vibration. And then once we got rid of the waist chi, we then moved on to bringing in nourishing chi, bringing in really nice healing chi in order to help the muscles recover. So we were doing that there by embracing the tree and also the kidney massage. And then just to finish things off, smoothing out the chi from head to toe by using our hands. And very important at the end, use your abdominal breathing, a bit like a full stop at the end of a sentence, just to let your body know that your practice is finished and just to kind of settle everything down again. So I really hope you enjoyed this technique today, this method. And as always, if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can send me a message or post a post in the Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong group. So if you're not in that group already, then just find it there on Facebook and just click to join, and I'll add it to the group. Also, if you enjoyed this class, they're absolutely free of charge. There is no obligation to pay any money whatsoever, but if you would like to donate, I give half of the donations to the nurses here in the ICU ward at my local hospital. The other half go towards the upkeep of this website. But like I said, classes are free for everyone. If you want to donate, the link will be in the replay with this, as I send out this video. It will be in the text somewhere around there. So I hope you enjoyed the class today, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.